Okay, today we are going to do grammar again, and I'm going to teach on verbs because verb is an important part of grammar and has many uses. So it would be good for you all to be very well aware of the importance and know how to use the verbs. As we all know, uh, that there is the present tense. Before we go into the verb, I just want to talk a little bit about tense. Present tense, then past tense, and there is future tense. Future tense. And in each of these tense, present tense, past tense, and future tense, there are four different types of present tense, past tense, and future tense. Present indefinite is there, indefinite, then present perfect and present continuous, then lastly present perfect continuous. In the same way, for past tense, there is past indefinite, past perfect, past continuous, past perfect continuous, and also for future tense there is future indefinite, future perfect, future continuous, future perfect continuous. I will not write uh, about the past tense and future tense, since we can refer to the present tense, that it has four different forms. So no need to make a repetition. Just think in your mind that when we come to the past, this will be written as past, 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 and then when we come to the future, this will be written as future, 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 future. So here in, let us make one sentence in the present tense. I go to school. The verb is go. Now the verb is go. Here I'm making a sentence in present indefinite. I go to school. Then when we come to present perfect, I have gone to school. Then when it is present continuous, I am going to school. Then present perfect continuous, I have been going to school. Okay. Now, when we make a sentence in the present indefinite, like I have written before on the blackboard, suppose the verb is go. The verb is go. Make a sentence. I go to school. School. Then in the perfect tense, present perfect, the sentence will be I have gone to school. And in the present continuous, the sentence will go like this: I am going to school. The present perfect continuous, it will be I have been going to school. We will not write that down right now because I want you to focus on this form of the verb go. Now this is the past tense form of the verb go. How can the past tense form of the verb go be in a present tense sentence? This is what we have to consider. That is why in today's lesson we are going to learn about regular and irregular verbs. Okay, I'll rub the board, then write down. First, regular verbs. Regular verbs. As we all know what verbs are. Verbs are doing words. That's the simplest definition of verbs. For example, sit. Sit is doing something. Walk is doing something. Talk is doing something. Write is doing something. Sit, walk, talk, write, these are verbs. Base form, then simple past tense, then past participle. So verbs have their base form, the simple past tense form, and the past participle form. First regular verbs, and then after this we'll come to irregular verbs. So here, yes, I'll give an example of regular verbs. Okay, share. This is the verb share. Then the simple past form of the verb share will be shared. Then the past participle form will also be shared. Here, the past tense form of the verb and the past participle form is made by adding only the letter D. Only the letter D, because the verb share ends with a vowel E. When the verb ends with a vowel, this is a vowel, A, E, I, O, U, A, E, I, O, U, vowels. So, share, when the verb ends with a vowel, here in this case, share also ends with a vowel. The simple past tense form will be made by adding only the letter D, shared. Past participle, also adding D, shared. And then I'll give you another example. Scared. Here again, the verb ends with E, so scared. Past participle also scared. Okay. Then if the verb ends with a consonant, A, E, I, O, U are vowels. The rest of the English alphabets are consonants. So here we'll take one example. Shout. This is not a vowel now. This is a consonant. Here in this case, the past tense form will be now. Look carefully. The past tense form is made by adding ed, not only d, as in the case of verbs where the last letter is a vowel, where we add only d. Here, when the last letter is a consonant, we have to add ed. Shouted. Shout, shouted. Past participle also shouted. So regular verbs are verbs where the simple past tense and the past participle will be written or will be made by adding D and ED. I'll repeat again. Regular verbs, all the verbs. You can say kill, climb, scream, laugh, etc., etc., etc. All the verbs where the end of the verb is either it ends either with a vowel or a consonant. In such cases, simple past tense and past participle will be made by adding D and ED. So regular verbs are verbs where the simple past tense and the past participle are written by adding the letter D and ED. D for the verb where the last letter is a vowel, and ED for the verbs where the last letter ends with a consonant, is a consonant. Kill. Kill. Okay. Kill. Okay. Okay, now I think you must have understood what regular verbs are. Now we'll move on to irregular verbs. Irregular verbs. Now, irregular verbs are also verbs which have their simple past tense form and past participle form. But unlike the regular verbs where the simple past tense form of the verb ends with D, past participle ends with D or ED, the irregular verbs does not have the ending of the simple past tense and past participle form of the base form of the verb it does not end with D or ED. So this is very interesting and very important, and basically irregular verbs should be learned by heart, so that at the right time when the situation requires us to use the past participle form of the irregular verb, we must know exactly what the past participle form is. For example, here the base form is swim. Swim is a verb, and the simple past tense, swim is an irregular verb. The simple past tense form will be, it cannot be swim, or it cannot be swimmed. It's wrong. Wrong. The simple past tense form will be swam, and the past participle form will be swum. And another example, take. I take a book. Past tense will be took. Then past participle will be taken. So here you see that the simple past tense and the past participle form of the irregular verbs like swim and take are totally different from the base form. Swim, the simple past tense of swim is not swimmed, it is swam. The past participle is also swum. Then take, the simple past tense is took, past participle is taken. We cannot say take it is the simple past tense form of the verb take. So where the past tense form and the past participle form are different from the base form, the verbs are irregular verbs. I'll give you more examples. Use an irregular verb, throw. The past tense, the simple past tense will be threw. Then the past participle will be thrown. And I'll give you one last example. Write. Then wrote. Then written. Written. So we see in irregular verbs, there are many more verbs. I cannot show you all the examples. I'll give you a list of the irregular verbs and another list of regular verbs which you have to learn by heart, because you will be using this for the rest of your life. So here in this case we see that the simple past tense and the past participle form of the base form of the verb are not the same as the base form. It's totally different. Look at all these words. Swim, swam, swam. Take, took, taken. Throw, threw, thrown. Write, wrote, written. And then sometimes the simple past tense and the past participle form of the irregular verb will be the same. Some of the irregular verbs have the past tense form and the past participle form. The past participle and the past tense form will be the same, but the base form will be different in some cases. I'll give you some examples. Okay. Where, won't, won't, with, wept, wept, then teach, taught, now you see in this case the base form is different from the simple past tense and past participle form. These two will be the same, but these two will be different from this. And there will be some irregular verbs where this is different from this and this is different from this. So all these are irregular verbs where the simple past tense and the past participle form is different from the base form. And a list will be given to you to learn by heart. So now I'll come to the point why we are learning this. Earlier I gave you an example of sentence in the present tense. The verb is go. You remember towards the beginning of the class I gave you an example. Now in present indefinite, I'll just write in short indefinite. I make a sentence with the verb go. I go to school. Then present perfect. In the perfect tense, the verb go. Go, went, go. The past participle form of the verb go is used in the perfect tense when making the sentence. I have gone to school. So in order to make sentences in the perfect tense, either the present perfect, past perfect or future perfect, we use the past participle form of the verbs. So now we know the importance of knowing the different forms of the verbs, whether it is regular verbs or irregular verbs, and why we are learning in today's lesson the past participle form of the verb is that when we make sentences in the perfect tense, whether present perfect, past perfect or future perfect, the verb which must come here must be the past participle form of the verb, always, whether it is regular or irregular verbs. If we know this very well, when we write our compositions, we'll be able to write correctly, and when we speak, we'll be able to speak correctly. So I will post on the group the list of regular and irregular verbs which must be learned by heart, and after that I'll give some exercises where you'll be required to make sentences using some verbs which I give you. I may ask you to make sentences in only the present indefinite and present perfect to get good grip on the reason why we have to use the past participle form of the verb. And later on, as we progress with our lesson, I'll come to the continuous tense and the perfect continuous tense. So for today, let it be enough. Please go through the video over and over again to get a proper understanding of the verbs and their different forms, the simple past tense form, the past participle form, the regular verbs, irregular verbs and their differences. Thank you.